Hello everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Suzanne and I am a gardening and cut flower enthusiast, and I live in Devon in the UK, and I share videos about my gardening and cut flower projects and a few other things along the way as well. So let's see what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Good morning everybody. Another absolutely fantastic day, but I'm not in very high spirits today. And that is because I haven't been able to do any gardening over the weekend despite this beautiful weather, because unfortunately doing a job that I do every single day didn't go so well for me. So I was taking a water container of water for my horses. It's a 40-litre barrel. They have two of those, and somehow I was just turning it to get the spout the right way to tip in, and I just twisted funny and I felt my back go, and I've had to take it really easy. There was an awful lot of bad language, not because I hurt my back, but because I knew I wouldn't be able to do any gardening. And it's just typical that the weather's just been absolutely glorious. So today I'm not bringing you the video that I promised, which was me making the low tunnel. Although the recycled plastic has been cut to shape, and also the little brackets I'm going to use to attach them, that's also been cut to shape. So hopefully that project, when I finally do get to it, it should go together really quickly, and I should be able to get my low tunnel planted up, which is what I really want to do. So I've been thinking about a couple of options for videos I could bring you today that were not get too physically demanding for me. So let's take a look at what we're going to do today. Okay, so I've got this raised bed here off of my patio, which is mainly spring bulbs. There's some campanula, there's some snow in summer, there's some polyanthus, geraniums, and there is a sea of this grass, okay? And really the reason that grass is in there is because when I moved in I didn't do a good enough job of getting it out before I planted this bed. So what we're going to do today, because this is a raised bed, so it's at waist height, I should be able to do it. And what I'm going to do is take out weeds which are weeds in my garden. Not everybody has the same weeds. So for me, this lovely little speedwell here with the little blue flowers, okay, I don't consider that a weed. I'm happy for that to be in my garden. I'll see if I can find any other things that are weeds. Things like herb Robert, I don't consider that a weed, that can stay. Things that are weeds are this grass. I mean, it just looks absolutely beastly. It's got to go. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to sacrifice some of the plant material in order to get rid of that. So what we'll do when we've got rid of all this grass and any other weeds is I'm going to plant in a few spring bulbs that I started after Christmas. So I'll just put up pictures of what they are, and we're going to plant them in. I will get rid of the dandelions. I don't mind them in the lawn, but I don't like them in the bed. And sometimes in here there's even, luckily I can't see any at the moment, but I even get ground elder. That took me a minute. And then what we'll do is we will stake the geraniums, because their old supports have all rotted away now. So we'll give them a bit of a tidy up with some scissors and get those staked ready so that when they grow they don't splay out and have a bare patch in the middle. And if I'm feeling up to it, we will give this bed a little bit of a mulch as well. Okay, so what we'll do then is we'll get rid of the weeds, then we'll add the new plants and add a bit of mulch, and hopefully I can feel as if I can finally tick off a gardening job. My favourite tool, and this is what I'm going to be using to do my weeding today, and this is my Hori knife. As you can see, nice and clean from the last time I used it. Okay, I'm going to have to be putting roofless here, I think, and it is awful because this is beautiful campanula here, but to get rid of this grass, I really am going to have to sacrifice some of the plants. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. It's quite frustrating because there are loads of grape hyacinth bulbs in here, a nice sort of azure blue, and every so often when you're digging quite deep you cut into those, but I've really got to try and get this grass out of here. And I've like I said, I've got some different grape hyacinths to find. They're a lighter blue, so hopefully they'll be quite a nice contrast to have more than one variety. This is a really frustrating clump because there are lots of bulbs in here, but it's absolutely full of grass. But it kills me just to chuck all of those bulbs away. So I am going to see if I can try and tease some of the grass out. Okay, so I've gone through and got out all of that grass, and I have had to dig up an awful lot of my bulbs and tease the roots of the grass out, so I need to replant these. So I'm going to go ahead and replant those, and I'm also just going to go and get a few of the bulbs. Okay, so you can just see the roots coming through the bottom here. This is the Pushkinia. I probably pronounced that wrong, but I'll put it on screen. I think there are roots on all of them. Oh yeah, there are roots on there as well. And then these are a little daffodil called Minnow. I'll put a little picture of that up. I've got I'm going to do 3 of each. And then these are, some of these have just started to peep the flowers through. I don't know if you can just see that pale blue. So these are the grape hyacinths. The ones I've got here are really azure blue, so these should fit in quite well. And again, I've got 3 of those, and they've got really good root systems. Okay, so I'll go ahead and plant those. Okay, so I've just taken the one with the daffodils out of the pot, and you can see all the root system there. And I think this is a really good way for me to plant bulbs into my garden, because I can see where they are. You can also buy them when they finished flowering and to die down. That's also quite good because you can see where you put them. Okay, so I'm going to make some supports for my hardy proteins build, my geraniums. You can't really use fresh willow for this because it will grow if you stick it in the ground. So I've got some buff willow that's been dried and I've been soaking it, so it's really nice and bendy. And there are, if you go on Pinterest or on Google, you can make some really fancy and beautiful plant supports. But my plant supports are really practical, and the idea is I don't want to see the plant support. I want the plant to grow through it and for it to completely disappear. So this is not going to be pretty. It's going to be very quick, and it is purely to stop my cranial geraniums. I don't know if I've got any photos, but they tend to leave a really bare patch in the middle and all splay out around the edges, and I prefer it if they look more like a mound. I'll put a picture of this variety in. I didn't buy this variety. I just took a few seedlings from a garden when I was doing some gardening, and I've been dividing them year after year, and I've got lots in the garden now, and they're really hardy. You can cut them back when they finish and then they'll flower again for a second time. They're a pink colour. I may even be able to find which variety it is. So anyway, I'll try and get you at an angle where you can see what I'm doing. You really need to get your plant supports in before your plants start growing, because it's very difficult to do it when they get to that stage. Okay, so it's nothing fancy. It's not particularly pretty, but the geranium will grow up through that plant support. And as a result, it shouldn't all splay out in the middle and it should stay well supported all year. So I've got a few more of those to do, which I will go ahead and do now. So I didn't have enough willow soap for all of my crane's balls. There's another one here, and further down the bed, there's two, and there is in actual fact a third. So I need enough willow to make supports for those. Thank you very much for sticking with my video again this week. Hopefully next week we'll be doing things that are a little bit more interesting, and enjoy this lovely weather we've been having.